Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be visiting the Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto. When I went to Kyoto a few days ago, I went home early because it started raining and I didn't really feel like climbing up this mountain during the rain. But this was what I had planned for my second day in Kyoto. So I came all the way back and wanted to see this, so here I am. Definitely worth it. I'm gonna take a few minutes to read to you some information I found on japanguide.com, and I will include in the description below a link to that web zone if you'd like to read it for yourself and see some more information. Let's do that. Fushimi Inari Shrine is an important Shinto shrine in southern Kyoto. It is famous for its thousands of vermilion torii gates, which straddle a network of trails behind its main buildings. The trails lead into the wooden forest of the sacred Mount Inari, which stands at 233 meters and belongs to the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari is the most important of several thousands of shrines dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice. Foxes are thought to be Inari's messengers, resulting in many fox statues across the shrine grounds. Fushimi Inari Shrine has ancient origins predating the capital's move to Kyoto in 794. While the primary reason most foreigners come to Fushimi Inari Shrine is to explore the mountain trails, the shrine buildings themselves are also attractive. At the shrine's entrance stands the Roman Gate, which was donated in 1589 by the famous leader Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Behind stands the shrine's main hall, or hoden, where all visitors are encouraged to pay respect to the resident deity by making a small offering. At the very back of the shrine's main grounds is the entrance to the torii gate-covered hiking trail, which starts with two dense, parallel rows of gates called Senbon Torii, which means thousands of torii gates. The torii gates along the entire trail are donations by individuals and companies, and you will find the donator's name and the date of the donation inscribed on the back of each gate. The donation amount starts around 400,000 yen for a smaller gate and increases to over 1 million yen for a larger gate. The hike to the summit of the mountain and back takes about 2 to 3 hours. However, visitors are free to walk just as far as they wish before turning back. Along the way, there are multiple smaller shrines with stacks of miniature torii gates that were donated by visitors with smaller budgets. There are also a few restaurants along the way which offer locally themed dishes such as Inari sushi and kitsune udon, or fox udon, both featuring pieces of aburage, fried tofu, said to be a favorite food of foxes. After about 30 to 45 minute descent and the gradual decrease in the density of torii gates, visitors will reach the Yotsuji intersection roughly halfway up the mountain, where some nice views over Kyoto can be enjoyed, and the trail splits into a circular route to the summit. Many hikers only venture as far as here, as the trails do not offer much variation beyond this point, and the gate density decreases further. So that's what the website has to say, and I would say I wish I would have read that before I went, especially that last part about how not much happens after you reach that main summit area where you get a good view of Kyoto. I went ahead and did the loop around the summit, and repetitive is the one word I would use to describe it. Don't get me wrong. No regrets. It was great and it was beautiful. And it was great to kind of be able to say that I did the whole thing. But if you're on an energy budget and you make it all the way to the top, which was a lot, it was a long walk. Like, it took a long time to get to the top. And, you know, like, I was also battling a crowd for the first third, I would say. And then it thinned out, but that crowd made it really tough because, you know, people are stopping to take photos, to look around. And by the way, no foul. I did it too, but it makes the ascent more challenging. So yeah, I would say it was definitely a worthwhile trip. I loved it to death. Highly recommend, as always. In hindsight, now that I've learned more about the temple after I came back home, it really does make me think I should have prepared more for the trip. I think I would have appreciated it even more. But don't get me wrong, like, there was plenty to appreciate without having the background knowledge or the historical knowledge about the shrine. But I guess my takeaway, and what I would offer to anyone watching this video who's planning a Japan trip, is to spend some time reading up on the places you're going to go visit, even if it's just something you do on your way there or at the base of the mountain or outside the door. For me, it definitely added to my appreciation of the trip. What you're seeing now is some of the smaller shrines that are littered all over the top of the mountain. And it's really quite beautiful. It was really just endless little shrines like this, where there'd be offerings for someone, or there'd even be people there praying. Really overwhelming. We really have nothing like this in America that I'm aware of. So seeing this and seeing how beautiful it was, seeing how much attention there was to it, and also just seeing how many people were there was really eye-opening and amazing. Kyoto in general is a great, beautiful city. Parts of it feel a lot like Tokyo. It has a very sophisticated, metropolitan, cosmopolitan appeal to it. But what it has that I wasn't able to find in Tokyo, not saying it's not there, are places like this. Just giant, expansive, historical sites. And that is also true of the entire area that I explored in the videos from my previous trip here. All those old town, old world sections of Kyoto where you really feel like you're in touch with the history of the area. And for those of you who have watched any of my other videos, you know that that kind of stuff is really important to me. I think another travel tip I would give for anyone thinking of going to the shrine is wear a comfortable pair of shoes, bring a backpack, and bring some water and some snacks, some food. It is a long hike. It is exhausting. There's a lot of uphill walking on your way up, obviously. I remember when I was there, I was actually in pretty darn good shape. I was walking anywhere between 20 to 30,000 steps a day. I was pretty lean at the time. And by the time I went to this trip, I was obviously completely time adjusted. So no jet lag, got a good night's sleep, in good shape, and it was just really exhausting. It was a big workout. The fact that it's open 24 hours a day and is also free is also really interesting. I wouldn't be opposed to going back at nighttime. I've seen video and photos of everything lit up and beautiful at nighttime. You get a great view of Kyoto from the summit at night, which I think would be really stunning. Maybe I'll go back. It might be worth going back and just maybe going up the first little bit. I don't know. It does look pretty cool. I think there's so much more to see. You know, I missed Nara Forest, feeding the deer, and the bamboo forest. I couldn't do everything. I think those are the only sort of stones left unturned in Kyoto for me. But knowing me the way I do, I'll probably be back in 2025 and we'll have the opportunity to check them out. Anyway, this is the view of Kyoto from the summit. Pretty darn beautiful. Everyone, thank you so much for watching and joining me on this trip. We will see you for the next one.